So I'm going to be chatting through what it actually takes to be a successful NLP coach, and really talk to a lot of the stuff that I see in the coaching industry, in the online coaching industry especially, and really kind of dive into, oh, just typical, that's the door. Just 1 second. It was my 3-year-old just back from the school run, taking my 6-year-old to school. She thinks it's good to press the doorbell every time she comes. Okay, just give it a second. There we go, because there's a bit of a delay on Facebook. Brilliant. So I'm going to be diving into what it actually takes to be a successful NLP coach. I'm a little bit earlier today than usual because I'm delivering live neuro-linguistic programming practitioner training this week. Then on Saturday I'm delivering timeline therapy, and on Sunday I'm delivering hypnotherapy. So I'm super excited. We've got about 29 students going through the course this week, and who will be fully certified at the end of the week. So I just love it because it's live as well alongside our online content. It's 100% pass rate because everyone's live with me and are being held accountable to going through and getting it done. So good morning to those of you who are with me. If you're live with me, give me a wave. Let me know who you are and where you are, what you do. Do you already coach? Are you beginning to coach? Are you training to become a coach? And we're going to be talking about what it actually takes to be a successful NLP coach. So as always, I'm Rebecca Lockwood, your neuro-linguistic programming trainer, hypnosis trainer, breakthrough coach trainer, and I also train a couple of other modalities like timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, energy, law of attraction, positive psychology, EFT, and a couple of other bits and bobs. I'm regularly featured and give expert comments and work alongside places like Elle, Cosmopolitan, Marie Claire, Harper's Bazaar, BBC, commenting on coaching and neuro-linguistic programming. So let's dive into what it actually takes to be a successful NLP coach. Now, I see a lot of people, especially within the online coaching industry, I see a lot of people who have done a quick course. And when I say quick, and I mean something like, I'm going to use Udemy as an example because that is a really big platform that tend to do very low cost courses with about 6 hours worth of content, and kind of that's it, wham bam, out you go. You're done. And I see a lot of people who have done them courses and then they go out into the coaching business world, and they want to then coach people, support people to get transformations and results, but they've not really had the adequate training to support them to actually do that. And I'm not knocking these courses, because I think there is a time and a place where they may be beneficial in like the context of, if you're not sure, for example, if you don't know that you definitely want to be a coach, you want to dip your toe in, find out a little bit more, and you want to be able to do it easily. And that in that instance, that potentially could be a good option to do the research. Once you've decided you actually do want to become a coach, that's not adequate enough to then go on and get people the transformations that you want to support them with, regardless of what that transformation is. And a lot of people think like, oh, well, you can be a mindset coach from your life experience. Well, you can't. Like, it definitely helps. Like, your life experience definitely helps, 100% helps you become a successful and empathize with your clients. However, just because you've had a life experience in whatever obviously we all live, we've all got life experiences in something. Just because you've got life experience, it doesn't mean that you can then adequately go ahead and coach people. It definitely helps, but it doesn't give you the tools and techniques that you need in order to support people. One of the biggest things and concerns that I have around it, especially as someone who trains coaches, is often what you find is that regardless of what you're working with your clients on, trauma and things from the past tend to come up 99.999% of the time. And the reason why is because if you are wanting to work on reaching something or achieving something, usually it's something that's holding the client back is around limiting beliefs, and then limiting beliefs come from the past, usually childhood, between our imprint period of the ages between 0 and 7. And I'm going to say trauma is different for everybody. Like, you know, and just because it might only be, you know, something that's not as, I don't know if traumatic is the right word to use, but something that's not as traumatic as somebody else has experienced doesn't mean that it's not necessary, and it's not, we shouldn't acknowledge it, right? Everybody experiences things differently. Everybody has a different model of the world. And so everybody's experience is valid. And so when you're working with clients, stuff will come up. Hi, Kirsty. Stuff will come up from the past. And so you need to be able to like support your client through that in a way that's going to actually support them to move through it, not make things worse, right? And if you're not adequately trained, it's potential. There is a high potential that it could make it worse. So what does it actually take? What does it actually take? And let me know as you're live with me if you're already a coach, or if you're trained to be a coach, or you're thinking about becoming a coach. Let me know what kind of coach you are and whereabouts you're based. I love hearing about what different areas and different niches people work in. So I see people who are like really passionate about helping people and really want to support people to move through things and to achieve goals, to make changes in life, to become more satisfied in life. And again, life experiences definitely help with these things to help you become more empathic towards people, help you understand and be able to support people and want to support people, but you also need the adequate training as well. So the first thing that you need to do is ensure that you have comprehensive coaching training, right? Comprehensive coaching training. When you're practicing as a coach, you need to ensure that you've got the training that's going to support you. There's three different groups of people who I have come to me for my coaching courses. One of them is somebody who's decided they want to become a coach, haven't done anything at all. They may have done sort of coaching roles or management roles in their job, but now they want to become a coach and do something for themselves in their business. We then also have another group of people who work in a job role like caring, teaching, NHS, and they want to, we have psychotherapists and psychologists, they want to stay working in the area that they're working in, counsellors, things like this. They don't want to change what they're doing. They just want some extra tools and techniques that are really going to support them to take their clients to that next level, because they've identified that there's only so much they can do with them, and they want to take them and support them to the next stage, work really with the subconscious and the neural networks. And then we also have a group of people who have already done coaching training, but they've realised that the training isn't really adequate, or they need extra tools and techniques that are going to support them to take their coaching clients to the next level. So they've already got a coaching business, they may have just started, or they may be fully established, and they want to really take their clients to that next stage, really support them to get to the root cause of the problems that their clients are facing, and support them to really break through to the next level, or whatever the outcome is that they're wanting to get their clients to. And we have different kinds of coaches, like mindset coaches, business coaches. We've had a lot of business mentors who've realised that they actually need coaching training as well. People who work in parenting coaching, lots of different areas of coaching, lots of different niches. And the beauty of neuro-linguistic programming is that it doesn't matter what area you work in. Neuro-linguistic programming can be applied to lots of different things. It's the tools and techniques that you're learning, and you also learn what different things you can apply that to. So it's brilliant. So you need to firstly ensure that you have the comprehensive coaching training to support you to take your clients through them breakthroughs with the subconscious. So work with them with the subconscious, and you know how to support your clients at the deep rooted to really tap into themselves and build and strengthen that connection with themselves. You also need to have the ability to market yourself, right? To market yourself. So many people think like, yes, I want to help people. I want to make a difference in the world. And then they do coaching training, and then they kind of come out the other side and like, oh, now I've got to market myself. Now I've got to put myself out there. Now I've got to get visible. What do I do about that? And a lot of people think like, yes, they're fantastic coaches. They've had comprehensive training, but then they've also got to be able to market themselves, and they've got to be able to push themselves to do marketing and have business acumen, right? So once you've trained as a coach, you then need to get customers, right? So you need to be able to get customers. So what it really takes to be a successful NLP coach is firstly to have the comprehensive training, but then also to be able to market yourself successfully in order to get them clients through the door as well, to actually be able to help people. So the third thing, we're on number 3, are we? Can't count. The third thing, have a drink. Excuse me. Where did my voice go? The third thing is business acumen and planning. It's really important. Like, I'm not saying you have to get like a 25-page business plan, but what you do need to have is direction and focus and knowing where it is that you're going and what it is that you want from your business. You need to have intention, and you need to have direction, and having even just a 1-pager business plan can help you get really focused on what you need to do to have a successful coaching business and what things you need to do to keep on track. Kirsten says, I'm an ex-teacher, applied NLP in my teaching and now looking for comprehensive coaching training. Amazing. Well, you're looking in the right place. And the fourth thing that you need to have is sales confidence. And this kind of goes hand in hand with the marketing and with the business planning. So when you become a coach and when you then have your business, you need to market yourself, put yourself out there and have a sales process and a sales plan. Doesn't have to be complicated, doesn't have to be anything, there's no secret that people have. It literally is just as simple as generating leads, giving them so let's say, for example, in my, if you're on Instagram watching, in my profile link in the bio, there's a link to download my free NLP guide. If you're on my video now on Facebook, there's a link in the description to download my free NLP guide, right? So you generate leads, you give them an opt-in or something, that's of value. In my case, it's learning more about NLP and how to use NLP. And then at the end of that is the invitation to take the next steps. So the invitation to take the next steps in my case is my NLP breakthrough coaching training, right? My NLP practitioner and breakthrough coaching training, comprehensive coaching training, Kirsten. But it is just as simple as that, generating leads, whatever way that you would like to, whether it's Instagram, Facebook groups, it's generating leads, giving them something of value that's supporting them, and then having an invitation to buy. Not everybody's going to buy, and that's fine. Some people, the free stuff is all that they need, and some people will take them next steps, right? It doesn't have to be complicated. And the last thing is having self-belief in your abilities as a coach. Now, the thing is, really, this kind of is really I want to say this is the most important thing, the self-belief in yourself, but really all of these things together are so important because you've got to have comprehensive coaching training to be able to coach. You've got to have the ability to market yourself, to be able to put yourself out there to get clients. You've got to have the business acumen and the planning to keep yourself on track, not get distracted by shiny objects, keep yourself focused and know where you're going, your intention and what your plan is for your business. You need to have the sales confidence to be able to have them invitations to invite people to take the next steps to work with you, have an exchange of energy and exchange of money. And you have to have the self-belief in your abilities as a coach. And if you've had the right training, then you'll have that as well. And you should have that. Everybody should always learn when they're doing coaching how to work with limiting beliefs and how to release limiting beliefs. And ideally, you should be doing it on yourself as you're going through your training. So one of the things that we'll be doing this week, so this week I'm delivering my live NLP practitioner course, hypnotherapy and timeline therapy. So I've got 7 full days of live training this week. And one of the things that we'll be doing is everything that I'm teaching this week, everything that I'm giving my students, they'll be practicing with each other. So they'll not only be coaching one of the other people on the course, they'll also then be receiving coaching and receiving NLP coaching as well, because they'll then immerse themselves into the experience. So when it comes to marketing yourself as well, what you'll find is you'll have so much more confidence in what you do and what you're selling because you've experienced it yourself. Yeah. So the online coaching industry can sometimes, like a lot of people say to me, it's saturated. There are so many people. And I just want to say, like, yes, there is. It's busy. It is busy. But busy doesn't mean competitive. Busy doesn't mean competitive, because so many people that you see out there haven't gone through these steps, haven't had the comprehensive training, haven't really got the ability to market themselves properly. They haven't got the business acumen and planning. So they may look like from the outside that they know what they're doing, but you can't see the inside of their business. So never compare the front end of somebody else to the back end. Never compare the front end of somebody's business to the back end of your business. Businesses we're talking about. Oh, brilliant. Okay, so it takes more than asking the universe for signs to deliver your customers. It takes more of asking the law of attraction to make it work for you. You know, it takes more than that. It takes the right training, and it takes the steps to ensure that you do it correctly. Right, I'm going to have to hop off because I've got my training starting in 10 minutes. I need to make myself a hot coffee before we start. We've got some free training coming up, Start Your Coaching Business. I'll pop the link in the description as well. So at the moment, as I'm recording this, it's the 4th of October. That's coming up next week, which I'm so excited about. If you've got any questions about my live NLP practitioner, talent therapy and hypnotherapy course that I'm running this week, do pop me a message if you've got any questions. In the link, if you're on Facebook with me, in the link there is also the ability to download the NLP guide. That's free. Goes through a lot more details about what NLP is. And if you're on Instagram with me and you want to download the free NLP guide, you'll find it in the link in my profile. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing week, and I'll catch up with you all. I'll be live again next week.